In this video, we shall focus on factorials. Let's say we have 5 factorial. What is this equal to? 5 factorial is the same as 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 and then times 1. As you can see, the numbers keep on decreasing and you multiply them all the way to 1. Now what about 4 factorial? 4 factorial will be equal to 4 times 3 times 2 and then times 1. Now if you want, you can stop at a certain number. For example, 5 factorial can also be written as 5 times 4 and then times 3 times 2 times 1. But instead of writing all of that, we can just stop at 4 and then put factorial. Because 4 factorial is the same as 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now what if you had 2 factorial times 3 factorial? 2 factorial is the same as 2 times 1, and then 3 factorial is the same as 3 times 2 times 1. 2 times 1 will give us 2, and then 3 times 2 times 1 will give us 6. And so this will be equal to 12. Now you try out this. Evaluate 4 factorial plus 2 factorial. 4 factorial is the same as 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then 2 factorial is the same as 2 times 1. 4 times 3 will give us 12, and then 2 times 1 will give us 2, plus 2 times 1, which is also 2. This will be equal to 12 times 2, which is 24, and then plus 2. And this will be equal to 26. Now what if we had 12 factorial divided by 10 factorial? How would you simplify this? This will be equal to, now 12 factorial is the same as 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 all the way to 1. But in this case, in order to cancel out the denominator, let's stop at 10. And so we shall add factorial. And this will be divided by 10 factorial. This 10 factorial will cancel with that. And so we shall remain with 12 times 11. And this will give us 132. You try out this. Evaluate 3 factorial times 6 factorial divided by 8 factorial. This will be equal to, now 3 factorial is the same as 3 times 2 times 1. And then we shall leave 6 factorial the same. Divided by 8 factorial is the same as 8 times 7, and then times 6 times 5 times 4 all the way to 1. But instead of writing all of that, let's multiply by 6 factorial. Because 6 factorial is the same as 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And as you can see, this will cancel with that. And so we shall have 3 times 2 times 1, and this will be divided by, now 8 can be written as 4 times 2, and then times 7. This 2 will cancel with that, and this will give us 3 divided by 4 times 7, and this will be equal to 3 divided by 28. Now the other thing I would like you to note, 1 factorial is equal to 1, and then 0 factorial is also equal to 1. So you should take note of this. Now the other thing, whenever you have, let's say, n plus 1 factorial divided by n factorial, this will be equal to n plus 1. For example, let's say n is 6, so this will be 6 factorial. And then 6 plus 1 will give us 7, so this will be 7 factorial. This will be equal to, now 7 factorial is the same as 7 times 6 factorial, and then divided by 6 factorial. This will cancel with that, and so we shall remain with 7. Let's take another example. Let's say we have n to be equal to 12, so this will be 12 factorial. And then n plus 1 will be 13 factorial. So this will be equal to 13 factorial will be 13 times 12 factorial, and then divided by 12 factorial. This will cancel with that, and we shall remain with 13. Now let's see how we can prove this. N plus 1 factorial is the same as n plus 1, and then times. Now we shall subtract 1 from n plus 1, which will give us n, times. Then we shall subtract 1 from n, and this will give us n minus 1. And this will keep on going. But for now, let's stop at n minus 1. So we shall add factorial. Divided by n factorial is the same as n, and then times n minus 1 factorial. This will cancel with that, and also this n will cancel with this, and so we shall remain with n plus 1. Now the other thing you should note, whenever you have n minus 1 factorial divided by n factorial, this will be equal to 1 divided by n. Let's take an example. Let's say n is equal to 10, so this will be 10 factorial. And then n minus 1 will be 9 factorial. So this will be equal to, we shall leave 9 factorial the same, divided by, now 10 factorial is the same as 10 times 9 factorial. This will cancel with that, and so we shall remain with 1 divided by 10. Now let's see how we can prove this. N minus 1 factorial is the same as n minus 1, and then times. Now if we subtract 1 from n minus 1, we shall get n minus 2. And this will keep on going, but for now, let's stop at n minus 2. Divided by n factorial is the same as n times n minus 1, and then times. Once again, if we subtract 1 from n minus 1, we shall get n minus 2 factorial. This will cancel with that, and also this n minus 1 will cancel with that, and so we shall remain with 1 divided by n. Now let's say we had n plus 2 factorial divided by n factorial. This will be equal to n plus 2 times n plus 1. Let's take an example. Let's say we have n to be equal to 5, so this will be 5 factorial. And then n plus 2 will give us 7, so this will be 7 factorial. Therefore we shall have 7 factorial is the same as 7 times 6, and then times 5 factorial, divided by 5 factorial. This will cancel with that, and so we shall remain with 7 times 6. And notice that 7 is the same as 5 plus 2, and then 6 is the same as 5 plus 1, which is the same as n plus 2 times n plus 1. You try out this. Let's say we have 3n plus 2 factorial divided by 3n minus 1 factorial. This will be equal to 3n plus 2 factorial will be 3n plus 2 and then times, if we subtract 1 from 3n plus 2, we shall get 3n plus 1, and then times, if we subtract 1 from 3n plus 1, we shall remain with 3n, and then if we subtract 1 from 3n, we shall remain with 3n minus 1. And this will keep on going, but for now, let's stop at 3n minus 1. So we shall add factorial divided by 3n minus 1 factorial. This will cancel with that, and so we shall remain with 3n plus 2 times 3n plus 1 and then times 3n. If you have found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.